It's a sanity test. You have hundreds of Democratic members of Congress signing amicus briefs to the Supreme Court saying that 12-year-olds should be given puberty blockers.
Sure. I think that there are aspects of the trans stuff that the Democratic establishment should have pushed back harder on. I don't think it's necessarily the puberty blocker stuff. I think the athletic stuff, I think, was an obvious one for college or Olympic level stuff. I think that was really silly of the Democratic Party. I think that the science is out on or figuring out what the best way to deal with people that are trans, because when you're trans as a minor. You don't just become trans when you are an adult at 18. I think the science is out on that. For regardless of whether or not we want to say it's ideologically informed, there is much more scientific evidence related to puberty blockers for minors than there is that mRNA vaccines cause Jeffrey Epstein's DNA to control your brain. There's way more evidence on the side of the trans stuff than all the insane medical monkey crazy stuff that comes out of the modern day RFK Jr. camp. So I just
but isn't
hearing
that just
Republicans
kind of
talk about
whataboutism, right? Because like both can be bad.
It's not whataboutism. It's if you have a problem here that's a massive problem that is going to be a massive detriment to our country. So, for instance, defunding education, defunding labs, defunding certain research. All the mRNA vaccine research was defunded in the United States.
And I'm
you're
against
defunding
that.
all of that, and we're starting to see measles outbreaks happening at record numbers all across the United States. We're on the verge of losing our status as a measles eliminated country. But you want to talk about? I'm sorry, what was this? 3 kids from Idaho that ran to Washington. The focus makes me question what the actual priorities
are.
Well,
there's thousands of minors who've been affected by some of this stuff. But Stephen, what I would say is there was no RFK Jr. in Trump's first term. The kind of anti-science, Maha extreme wing did not emerge or have any kind of power or cachet in the first Trump administration. The reason it does now, I think in part, is that the scientific establishment and the kind of liberal media consensus and the Democratic Party on COVID, on gender, on other things, you had the top science journals coming out and endorsing political candidates over Trump. They burned their credibility. They made people stop trusting the expert class.
But that's not true. When you say they burn their credibility, why is it that their credibility is damaged because of things that conservatives want to talk about constantly, but the conservative credibility is never damaged? That doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, that's a logical flaw.
We just went through a whole 6-month period of believing that Advil causes autism or whatever, right? Where's the credibility hit from that? It's nowhere.
Wasn't it Tylenol?
I don't know, whichever stupid conspiracy.
But I'm saying that we got there because people became unmoored from trusting experts and from the kind of establishment. And there's a healthy dose of self-reflection about how much arrogance and how much they got wrong that caused that.